Voilà, here we go. Now, I'm here having a chat with a wonderful Justine Lette from New Zealand. Justine, tell people a little bit who you are.
So yeah, I'm from New Zealand and I own Hypnosis New Zealand, which is a hypnotherapy training school. And I teach the Citizen Protocol. Yeah, and that's how I met Christophe. And yeah.
Wonderful. Now, we were just having a chat about the creative process. Let's take a jump start and focus on that a little bit.
Yeah.
How do you think people can use hypnosis to manifest, for example, something which they would like to have? How can they use hypnosis to support that process a little bit more? What's your thoughts about that?
Yeah. Well, basically, when we're in those different utilizing the different states that we put people in using superconscious, of course, everything is going to be sped up. Yeah, Christophe?
Okay, so I think it's always interesting because we don't do regular hypnosis. We use a wise part, we use a superconscious mind. So in everything which we do, it's much more efficiently as in normal analytical coaching. We have the benefits of doing the deep work inside. So that's the benefit of using hypnosis. And secondly, we have the benefit of working with the superconscious mind. So we can actually ask advice and ask help in order to remove any blocks which are withholding us or approaching to the desired outcome. Some things we absolutely have no idea of, but it can, once the root causes are solved, it can also help us to actually focus better on the things we would like to have. Once, for example, our ideal partner is not the specifics of the partner itself, but the qualities of their characters and looks are well described once it's known. And in another case, going from the subject from a partner to maybe something else. Maybe it's the ideal job he would like to achieve, or whatever it is. There must be a goal somewhere. Once you know what it is, what you would like to have, the best thing to achieve it is to focus all your energy to the desired outcome. And the thing is, we as human beings, we tend to focus on the why. Why isn't it happening yet? Why is my partner not yet in my life? Why don't I get the job offer? Why this? Why that? How much time does it gonna take? All those question marks. And we don't have patience. We are human beings. We don't have patience because there is a time, there is a gap in between the frequency which we are in right now and the frequency we need to achieve. There is a gap in between, so it takes a little bit of time, which needs patience. And in this case, patience is the deep understanding of the complete process. Patience is sitting back, laying back, cool down and say, oh, it's going to be okay. But we tend to focus on all the question marks. So our energy is refocused on another outcome and not on our goal anymore. So that is a big issue. And I think working. Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, when we and we know that when we are working with the blocks in the background, if there has been trauma and things in the past, and that is sitting within our body, then our mind is going to spend quite a lot of time keeping us safe by scanning for threats and danger, and it tends to move us towards the familiar. And that's why people tend to attract the same kind of relationships as well, and or bring things into their lives that aren't good for them, because the mind is constantly looking for dangers and threats, which means it's moving towards things that we really don't want. So by using the hypnosis or the superconscious to clear out those blocks, any trauma, any stuff that's sitting inside our bodies, then of course it opens us up to be able to move us forward to the things that we want, without that drive behind of keeping us safe all the time. Yeah.
So on the one hand, you have the verification what's going on, and on the other hand, there is the healing, the letting go of the old beliefs and the old emotions. So we have best of both worlds, I think.
Yeah. And once that stuff's cleared out, then moving into the, like you said, Christophe, what is it you actually want?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most people don't know what they want. That's a big problem.
We know what we don't want.
Yeah.
Very well.
Yeah. It's amazing. But once we do know what we want, there is a kind of magnetic energy going on. We kind of, it's feminine. We know what we want, and it attracts. It's strong. It attracts, but we still need to make a decision. Once we know what we want, we still do need to make that decision and take the first step towards it. So that's not a female energy. That's more a directive. That's more a male energy. And I think we need to combine both ends of the spectrum in order to get where we want to be. First, know what we would like to have, and then take the action.
Yeah. And when you were talking about that frequency, I suppose you were talking about the frequency being the gap in between that takes the time.
Yeah.
And I suppose that's taking the first step, brings that in.
Yeah. It is so interesting, and it's a law of nature. It applies to you, it applies to me, it applies to someone living in Africa, someone living in China. It's all the same. Whether we are black or white or yellow or red with white dots, it doesn't matter. The same principles apply to every single human being living on Earth. And it's not knowing this as a theory, it's not enough. You have to experience it, because you have to feel it. Those sensations, those emotions attached, as if the desired outcome is already in place, and living already that desired life or partner or job or whatever it is you would like to have, actually is necessary to get you there. You have to feel it. It's not a theory. You need to feel it inside, and that's also a big problem. Most people are having difficulties to feel those sensations. Yeah, but once you have a professional next to you, like Justine, she can help you, providing you and directing you to the correct sensations, using hypnosis, using the connection you have to the superconscious mind. Because feelings like gratitude, feelings like love, feelings like abundance. Those are really easy to feel once you have set up the connection to the superconscious mind.
And understanding of how they feel.
Yeah,
and knowing that you can feel those in any moment that you choose to feel them. A lot of people think that you need outside stuff to create a feeling, like the feeling of love. You need to have a loving person giving it to you for you to feel it, without realizing that it can come from inside.
Yeah. And that is one of the biggest benefits hypnosis has. For the rest, hypnosis for me has a really negative connotation. And most people are scared of the world. But hypnosis provides the correct brain waves. Once you have the correct brain waves, it's much easier for you to go inside. So yeah, it's using best of the best, and
yeah,
the efficiency is so immense. I've seen many people and many techniques and many this and many that, but I still find this the most efficient technique that exists.
Yeah. Mm.